because she had seen it during her time ascended into Hanach Pacha, where she sojourned with the saints and the stars. There she had also seen that Ayarkachi had not died, but had simply been interred inside the mountain, waiting to be released. Part 1. Chapter 1. Last night, the ice cream peddlers haunted me. They came to my hotel room and danced around my bed. I knew them from my childhood, when I had stood in the window of Mama and Abue's house and watched them sell their wares to the children from the houses at the bottom of the hill. They never made the strenuous journey up to La Casa Echeverría to sell anything to us. Even when Abue tried to appease me by buying a hand-cranked ice cream maker, and when Carmen made the empleadas churn milk in the kitchen all day, my cravings could not be satisfied. No matter how much ice cream they made, no matter how many hours they worked, turning over the milk, folding in homegrown lucuma or Mama's majar blanco, what I wanted more than anything was to be like the children who I watched from the upstairs windows, playing barefoot games of football down in the avenida, or laying out glass bottles as skittles in the sand of Los Polvos, and eating their neon-colored ice pops. My primos and I were not allowed to go out and play with those children. It was not only because the armed conflict that had begun in the highlands had by then reached the city, though the adults did worry that there might be Reds out there among the shacks of Los Polvos, resentidos who would seek to evict us. I did not understand the conflict then, did not understand the meaning of land, or how history piles and piles upon itself until it cannot bear its own weight. But I overheard some of the younger staff say the war was a pachacuri, that space and time were turning over, and the world would be left upside down and inside out. The high would be made low, they said, and the low lifted high. Others said this was nonsense, and that they had better watch their tongues. But it was not only because of the war that we were not allowed to go down to Los Polvos. It was also because, Reds or not, they were not our kind of people. That is what the adults said. Not our kind. Then the adults would try to distract us with new toys and pretty songs, or when we became petulant and said that we would run away to live in the other town at the bottom of the hill, the aunts and uncles would scoff and say, "Really? You want to live without food or clean water? Without a pretty house and a garden or a roof over your head?" Still, what I wanted was to befriend those other children whose games I watched in secret but never joined. And I longed for the men in the canary yellow outfits to pedal their carts up the hill and sell us their cellophane-wrapped, half-melted, branded ice cream sandwiches. But they never did. And so, after the many years in which I had forgotten all about them, last night the ice cream vendors came to me. I sat awake for hours while they pedaled their yellow cart bikes around my room, blaring their kazoos and peddling their goods to illusory customers. They sold rancor-flavored cones and bittersweet neon ice pops. They pelted me with ice cubes that melted around me until my sheets were soaked and my body was clammy and shivering. They filled my dreams with painful memories and screamed in my face with gaping mouths and hollow eyes in which I saw only a gaping darkness. Around my hotel bed they rioted, tearing through the cushions with their teeth and swinging from the curtains like demented monkeys. They were furious with me, and I cannot blame them, because today I will hand over the keys for Mama and Abue's house to the developers who will begin tearing it down tomorrow. For my treachery, for betraying Mama Abue's house, the ice cream men came to punish me with havoc, breaking into every last one of my suitcases and strewing my belongings across the floor. I left them to their insanity and wandered the halls of the sleeping hotel, the empty corridors, the